Welcome to my YouTube channel. Is it possible that a simple penny could be worth millions? A 1992 1-cent coin, to be exact? At first glance, it seems unbelievable. After all, a penny is just 1 cent, barely enough to buy a piece of candy. But when we take a deeper look into the history and value of this particular coin, you'll be amazed by what you find. Coins can tell the stories of our nation's history, from wars and political changes to technological advancements. But the 1992 penny stands out as one of the most intriguing and rare coins in the United States. Before we dive into the specifics of its value, let's take a quick look at how the 1992 penny was minted, and why it's so special. As you might already know, the penny has been part of American currency since 1793, and it's one of the most recognizable coins in circulation today. However, the 1992 penny, despite its commonality, is far from ordinary. The penny's design has remained relatively unchanged for decades. Since 1909, the obverse of the penny has featured the portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. The reverse, or back of the penny, has gone through a few design changes. But the 1992 penny is particularly notable because it was struck during a pivotal year in American coinage history. In 1992, the U.S. Mint produced the penny in enormous quantities. While millions of pennies were minted that year, most are worth no more than their face value, just 1 cent. So what makes a single 1992 penny worth so much more than that? Well, that brings us to the close AM penny. The key to its value lies in a small but significant error that occurred during the minting process in 1992. Most 1992 pennies feature a design where the letters A and M in America on the reverse of the coin are spaced apart. This is what we call a wide AM variety. But in 1992, a small number of pennies were struck with a different design, one where the A and M were very close together, creating a unique variety known as the close AM dot. This error is rare, and it's the key to the coin's skyrocketing value. It's believed that only a few hundred of these close AM pennies were produced, making them highly sought after by collectors. So, why is this penny worth so much? Well, the rarity and the unique error make it one of the most valuable coins in modern U.S. currency history. In fact, the value of a 1992 close AM penny has been estimated to be as much as $219 million. This is not an exaggeration. It's a number that reflects the high demand and the extreme rarity of these era coins. Collectors have been willing to pay substantial amounts for these rare pennies at auctions, and their value only continues to rise as more people become aware of them. One coin sold for over $200,000 just a few years ago, and some experts believe that as the years pass, these coins could fetch even higher prices. But remember, not all 1992 pennies are created equal. The close AM error is incredibly specific. If you have a 1992 penny and you're wondering if it's worth a fortune, you'll need to check whether the A and M are closely spaced or not. So, how can you tell if you have a valuable 1992 penny in your pocket or collection? Here's a simple guide to help you spot the close AM variety. First, turn the coin over and closely examine the reverse. Look at the letters in America. In most 1992 pennies, the A and M are spaced far apart. But in the close AM version, these two letters are practically touching each other. If your coin shows the close AM design, then you might have just found one of the most valuable pennies in the world. Now, you might be wondering, why is such a small error worth so much? The truth lies in the rarity of the coin. A small mistake during the minting process, an error so subtle that it's easy to overlook, makes the coin highly desirable to collectors. And collectors, as we know, are often willing to pay top dollar for rare items. Over time, rare error coins like the 1992 close AM penny become even more valuable. As more collectors hunt for them, their prices increase, making them even harder to find. So, if you think you've discovered a 1992 close AM penny, don't rush to sell it just yet. First, make sure it's authentic. Have it professionally graded by a coin grading service like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. This will help ensure that your penny is not only genuine but also properly valued. If your penny is indeed a close AM, and has been professionally graded, then you might just be holding on to a small fortune. But be sure to do your research before selling. Many collectors are willing to pay top dollar for a rare, well-preserved example. The 1992 1-cent coin may seem like an ordinary penny at first, but its fascinating history and the rare close AM era make it a true treasure. If you happen to find one, you could be holding on to a coin worth far more than just 1 cent. It could be your ticket to a small fortune. Thanks for watching. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more fascinating stories about rare coins and the hidden treasures of our history. Next. Hey coin collectors and enthusiasts! Have you ever stumbled upon a humble 1-cent coin and wondered if it could be worth more than just its face value? Well, today, we're talking about one special coin that has shocked the coin collecting world, the 2001 D penny. This isn't just any ordinary penny, folks. It's worth way more than you might expect. Stick with us as we dive into the history, the potential value, and the fascinating reasons why this little 1-cent coin could be worth millions. Yep, you heard that right, millions. Before we talk about the value, let's take a quick trip back in time to understand the history of this specific penny. The 2001 D penny was minted during a time when the United States was going through significant changes. It was a period of economic prosperity after the turn of the century, and the penny, being the smallest denomination of U.S. currency, was still a symbol of the American economy. In fact, the 2001 D penny was part of the ongoing series of Lincoln cents, which have been in circulation since 1909. Abraham Lincoln's image, which was originally designed by Victor David Brenner, has graced the penny for over a century. The reverse side of the 2001 D penny still features the iconic Lincoln Memorial, which was used from 1959 until the year 2008 when the design was changed to reflect the 200th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The D mint mark tells us that this penny was minted in Denver, Colorado. Now, here's where things get interesting. Most of us know that pennies are worth 1 cent, right? But in the world of rare coins, a simple 1-cent coin like the 2001 D can sometimes fetch more than just its face value. So, why is this particular penny worth a lot more than you might think? First, it's important to understand that not all pennies are created equal. While most 2001 D pennies are worth exactly 1 cent, there are certain rare varieties that have been discovered through careful examination and even some historical quirks in the minting process. Here's the key. There have been reports of certain 2001 D pennies having a double die error. This means that during the minting process, the die used to strike the coin was misaligned, causing a doubling effect on the coin's image. This small mistake can result in a much higher value than a standard 1-cent penny. So, what exactly is a double die error, and how does it affect the value of a 2001 D penny? A double die error occurs when the coin die is struck more than once, causing the image on the coin to appear doubled. This could affect the date, the inscriptions, or even the image of Lincoln. The result? A coin that's far more unique than your average penny. In the case of the 2001 D penny, the double die effect typically affects the word liberty, or the date itself. These rare, doubled features make the coin more valuable to collectors who are looking for unique and unusual pieces. And as you can imagine, a coin that's both rare and has an error can demand a high price at auction. Now, let's talk about the $142 million question. Is it true that a 2001 D penny could be worth $142 million? Well, this number has been circulating among collectors for some time, but it might surprise you to learn that this value isn't as far-fetched as you think. In fact, some rare and error-filled coins have sold for astronomical amounts. While a typical 2001 D double die penny won't fetch millions, certain rare examples with extreme errors have been known to sell for extraordinary sums. In 2018, a similar type of error penny was listed for nearly $100,000. If a 2001 D penny were to surface with an even rarer error, like a major misalignment, or a minting defect that caused the coin to be misprinted in a way that only a few exist, it could potentially reach the millions. While $142 million might be a bit of a stretch, the idea that this penny could be worth hundreds of thousands or even millions is absolutely plausible. So, how can you find a 2001 penny that might be worth big money? Well, it all starts with checking your change. Start by looking for those 2001 pennies in your pocket change or coin jars. You'll want to carefully examine the Liberty inscription and the date on the coin. A penny with a noticeable doubling in the design is a prime candidate for further evaluation. If you think you've found one of these error pennies, it's worth getting it appraised by a professional. A rare double-die error penny could be worth a small fortune. So there you have it. The 2001 penny may look like just another ordinary 1-cent coin, but with the right error and a little bit of luck, it could turn out to be worth much more. While you might not find a $142 million penny lying around, it's clear that this coin is still one worth checking out. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a comment below if you've found any rare coins yourself. Who knows? You might just be sitting on a treasure trove of rare pennies. Thanks for watching, and happy coin hunting! Last. Hey there, coin collectors and curious history enthusiasts! Today, we're diving deep into a fascinating coin from 1994, the US 1-cent piece, specifically the 1994 penny. Now you might think, a penny is just a penny, right? Well, think again. This humble little coin is worth far more than its face value of just 1 cent. In fact, it's part of a much bigger story that could be worth up to $204 million. Sounds wild? Stick around because I'm about to show you why this coin could be sitting on a small fortune. If you've ever found a 1994 penny in your pocket change, you might have just stumbled upon a rare treasure. Let's break down the value, history, and some interesting facts about this coin that could make you a lot of money. Before we jump into the modern value of the 1994 penny, let's take a step back and understand a little bit of history. The United States has been minting pennies since the late 1700s, and throughout history, pennies have seen several different designs and compositions. But by the 1990s, the design we all recognize today had already taken shape. Abraham Lincoln's portrait, designed by Victor David Brenner, graced the obverse of the coin, while the reverse side featured the familiar shield. The 1994 penny was minted in Denver, that's where the D mint mark comes from, and its composition was 95% copper and 5% zinc, which is the same as most modern pennies. However, what makes this coin stand out is its rarity and the way it's been preserved. Now, here's where things get interesting. Many people don't realize that not all 1994 pennies are created equal. Some are far rarer than others. One key factor that affects the value of a 1994 penny is the condition it's in. Most pennies you'll find in circulation are worn out and damaged. But there are certain cases where a 1994 penny has an imperfection or minting error that makes it exceptionally rare and valuable. For example, some 1994 pennies were struck with a double die error, which means the design is more than just a little off-center. You can actually see a doubling effect on the coin, especially on the letters of Liberty or the date itself. Coins with this error are highly sought after by collectors and can fetch a premium. In fact, coins with minting errors like double dies or other anomalies can be worth hundreds, even thousands, of dollars depending on how rare they are. So, what exactly is a 1994 penny worth? Well, as of now, the average value of a regular, circulated 1994 penny is still close to its face value, 1 cent. However, if you happen to come across a coin that is in uncirculated condition, or better yet, a coin with a minting error, the value can shoot up considerably. For example, a MS-67, mint state 67, or higher grade of the 1994 penny could be worth anywhere from $10 to $50, depending on the market. But that's just for a perfect, non-error coin. Now here's where things get crazy. In 2018, a 1994 penny with a rare double die error was sold for over $200,000. And that's not all. Some experts believe that, if the market for rare coins continues to grow, a particularly well-preserved and error-free 1994 penny could be worth even more, maybe even up to $204 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? But it's true, and here's why. So, How could a simple 1994 D penny be worth $204 million? Well, here's the big reveal. That number is based on a theoretical best-case scenario. You see, a penny that's absolutely perfect and in pristine condition, say, one that was kept in a perfect, climate-controlled environment since 1994, could, in theory, become a one-of-a-kind, iconic piece for collectors. Given its historical value, a perfect specimen with significant minting errors could fetch crazy amounts at auction. It's not out of the realm of possibility because, as coin collecting trends shift and the market for rare coins increases, we've seen coins with far less potential become worth millions. Coins like the 1933 St. Gaudens Double Eagle, which was only ever minted in very limited numbers, sold for $7.6 million. So the idea of a 1994 D penny breaking records isn't completely impossible. So, what should you look for if you think you've found a valuable 1994 D penny? Well, here's a quick checklist. Minting errors. Look for any doubling or misstrikes on the lettering or design. Check the Liberty and In God We Trust areas for any signs of extra impressions. Condition. If the coin is shiny, uncirculated, and free of scratches, fingerprints, or discoloration, it could be more valuable than the average penny. Rare variants. There may be some subtle variations that make a particular coin stand out. It's worth doing some research or visiting a professional coin grader for an expert opinion. If you do find a rare 1994 D penny, how do you cash in on it? First, it's crucial to get the coin graded by a professional. Companies like PCGS or NGC provide certification that will help you establish the coin's true value. After that, you can either sell it through a trusted auction house or work with a coin dealer. So, what do you think? Is your spare change hiding a rare treasure? While the $204 million price tag may seem far-fetched, there's no doubt that the 1994 D penny, especially with minting errors or in pristine condition, could be worth a lot more than just a cent. Who knew that something so small could hold so much value? If you have any 1994 D pennies lying around, you might want to take a closer look. And remember, always keep an eye out for those rare minting errors because you never know when you could find a coin that's truly worth big money. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on more cool coin facts and tips. See you in the next video.